If you want to improve at chess but you have no idea what books to read, this video is for you. Today I bring you a complete guide with the best chess books for every phase of the game: openings, tactics, strategy, endgames. Everything. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner or if you already know what a zugzwang is without your head exploding. Here you will find something useful. And hey, yes, I could tell you that reading books is not necessary and that just by watching YouTube videos you will be the next Magnus Carlsen. But let's be realistic. So stay until the end, because I'm going to save you many hours wasted with books that are not worth it, and I'm going to recommend you only the best ones. Let's start with the opening books. And here's a problem: many people think that improving in openings means memorizing lines of 20 moves without understanding anything. Wrong. If you don't understand the ideas behind each opening, it won't do you any good. So let's start with the best books you can read to become an opening encyclopedia. Discovering Chess Openings by John Ems. This book does not focus on teaching concrete variations, but rather on explaining how to think about the opening. Through clear concepts and simple explanations, you will learn how to make logical moves from the very beginning of the game, based on the general principles of development, center control and king safety. If you are looking for a more complete guide to all the main openings, Fundamental Chess Openings by Paul van der Sterren is a very good choice. This book gives an overview of each opening, explaining its basic ideas and typical plans without going into extreme depth. It is ideal for players who are not yet clear about what repertoire they want to play. Another highly recommended book is Chess Opening Essentials by Stefan Jurich. It is divided into volumes and presents each opening in a clear and easy to understand way. It is perfect for club players who want to have a good base without complicating themselves with too much advanced theory. However, if you already have a certain level and want to go deeper into the strategic ideas of each opening, Mastering the Chess Openings by John Watson is the perfect book. It does not limit itself to showing variations, but explains why certain moves are made, what are the typical plans in each pawn structure, and how to take advantage of the opponent's mistakes in the opening. So, to improve your openings, it's not necessary to memorize hundreds of lines. With a good understanding of the fundamental concepts and an intelligent selection of your repertoire, you will be able to make the first moves without your opponent capturing your pieces. Bruh. Now let's move on to the tactics and calculation books. If there is something that defines the best players in the world, it is their ability to calculate accurately and find tactical shots in any position. You can know a lot of strategy and openings, but if you don't see your opponents, or your own tactical tricks, you will lose game after game. That's why improving in tactics and calculation is key to level up in chess. One of the best books for this is Winning Chess Tactics by Yasser Seirawan. This book is perfect for beginner and intermediate players, as it explains the most important tactical topics such as pinning, double attacks, deflections and sacrifices in a clear way and with easy to understand examples. In addition, it is written in a pleasant tone, which makes learning tactics more entertaining. If you are looking for a practical method to improve your tactics, The Woodpecker Method by Axel Smith and Hans Tikkanen is an excellent choice. This book proposes a training system based on intensive repetition of tactical exercises, which helps to develop quick reflexes and improve chess memory. It is ideal for players who want to polish their tactical sharpness and be more precise in their games. For the players who want to take their calculation to the next level, Jacob Agard's Grandmaster Preparation, Calculation is an excellent choice. This book is not simply a collection of random exercises, but teaches structured thinking and improved decision-making in complex positions. Agard introduces concepts such as candidate move selection, visualization, and the use of intuition in calculation. Although some exercises can be challenging, the book is not inaccessible, and any player with a solid foundation can get a lot out of it. It is ideal for intermediate and advanced players who want to improve their accuracy in calculation and train to play more confidently in tactically demanding positions. In short, improving your tactics and calculation is not just about doing exercises, but about learning to visualize the moves well and organize your thinking to find the best moves. If you work on this constantly, your level of play will skyrocket. Tactics can help you win games, but strategy is what really makes you a strong and consistent player. If you want to improve your understanding of positional play, here are some must-have books for your collection. The first book you should consider is My System by Aaron Nimcevich, a classic that changed the way we understand the game. Nimcevich introduces concepts such as prophylaxis, occupation of files and restriction of enemy pieces. Although his style is a bit old-fashioned, it is still a fundamental work to understand the strategic theory of chess. The next book I recommend is Chess Strategy for Club Players by Hermann Gruter. This book is one of the best guides for intermediate players who want to improve in strategy. Gruter explains key concepts in a clear and detailed manner, and provides plenty of examples to better understand piece placement and the importance of timing. It is a must-read for anyone who wants a deep understanding of game strategy. Finally, for those who want to go even deeper, Gelfand's Positional Decision-Making in Chess is a masterpiece. Gelfand, one of the most respected grandmasters, offers an in-depth look at how to make decisions in positional play. With examples from real games, he explains how to value complex positions and how to identify the critical points for success. It's a book that will make you think hard, but is absolutely necessary for anyone who wants to master strategy. With these 3 books, you will have a solid foundation to improve your strategic understanding of the game and develop a strong ability to analyze and make decisions in different types of positions. Endgames are one of the most important aspects of chess, although they are often not given the attention they deserve. Many players focus more on the opening or tactics, but the reality is that it is in the endgame that many games are decided. Knowing how to handle endgames correctly can make the difference between a win and a loss, even if the game has been very balanced up to that point. As with other phases of the game, endgames have their own theory and methods. However, learning to play them well depends not only on memorizing positions, but also on understanding the principles behind the different structures and situations. For beginner players, one of the best books is Silman's Complete Endgame Course by Jeremy Silman. This book is ideal for those who are just beginning to delve into the world of endgames, as it is structured in a progressive manner. Silman organizes the content by levels, which means you won't encounter too much advanced material all at once. It starts with the basic endgames, such as the king and pawn, and increases in difficulty as you progress. This approach makes it very accessible for novice players who want to improve in endgames systematically and without feeling overwhelmed. Once you have a basic understanding of endgames, I recommend taking the next step with Mikhail Shereshevsky's Endgame Strategy. This book is perfect for intermediate players who have already mastered the basics and are looking to go deeper into more strategic aspects. Here you will not only learn the techniques for handling rook or pawn endgames, but there is also a strong emphasis on strategic decision-making in the endgame. Shereshevsky teaches you to recognize patterns of play and to apply strategic principles that go beyond simple technique, which is crucial for making the leap from intermediate to advanced. For advanced players, Mark Dvoretsky's Endgame Manual is the reference book. This book covers a wide variety of endgame situations, from the most basic to the most complex. Here you will learn how to handle complicated endgames, such as rooks versus pawns or passed pawns, and how to turn small advantages into victories. It is a demanding book, but it is perfect for players looking to take their understanding of endgames to an expert level. Now that we have seen the endgames books, I would like to show you books of the games of the best players in history. The best thing is that all the games are commented by the grandmasters themselves. Let's start with My Great Predecessors by Garry Kasparov. This is one of Garry Kasparov's best-known books, in which he not only analyzes his own games, but also those of the world champions who preceded him, such as Capablanca, Alekhine, Karpov, and Petrosian. Throughout this book, Kasparov breaks down some of the most iconic games of these champions. It is a comprehensive book for those who want to understand the basics of classical chess. Life and Games of Mikhail Tal. Mikhail Tal, the magician from Riga, is famous for his aggressive, creative and unpredictable style of play. In this book, Tal reviews some of his most exciting and memorable games, providing details about his thoughts and motivations while playing. It is a very personal work, where Tal not only explains the moves, but also shares his philosophy about chess. This book is an excellent choice for both beginners and intermediate players who wish to learn how to think creatively at the board. Finally, 60 Memorable Games by Bobby Fischer. This book gathers a selection of the best games of Bobby Fischer, one of the greatest geniuses of chess. Fischer was not only a world champion, but also an extremely analytical and deep player. In 60 Memorable Games, Fischer comments in detail on his most important games, explaining his decisions and his reflections on the key moves. In my opinion, this book is one of the best you can read. I say this from my own experience. Finally, I would like to add a book that will change the way you think about chess forever. Chess for Zebras by Jonathan Rosen. This book is even recommended by Magnus Carlsen himself, which says a lot about its value.
Carlsen wrote another book called Chess for Zebras, where it's about thinking differently about black and white in chess. And that is something I find really interesting.
It explores how psychology and emotions affect our chess play. The author focuses on how to overcome mental barriers to improvement, what mental attitudes are necessary to find good moves, and how black can counter white's advantage. And so we come to the end of this guide to books that will help you improve in chess, from openings to endgames, including tactics, strategy and, of course, the psychological side. If you've made it this far, congratulations! You probably now have more books on your reading list than games played in the last month. But don't worry, that's a good sign. Remember that there are no shortcuts in chess, but with the right books and the right mindset, you're sure to improve. And well, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe. Well, you know. All the books I have shown you will be in the description so you can take a look at them. Bye.